Hey guys, welcome to SourceFed Nerd. I'm Steve Zaragoza. On this show, we're going to talk about apps. We kind of call it appetizers. I guess that's what we call it. Maybe it's not what we call it. I'm going to call it absolutely good show. First up, we have an app called SongPop. Free. Now, I call it SongPop free because that's the version I've been using, because why should I buy the full version of it? We'll get to that in a second. It's a game that features different categories of music, and then you compete against your friends on Facebook, and you listen to like just little snippets of songs, and you gotta guess the artist instantly. The quicker you guess, the more points you'll get, and then the better you'll be, and you beat your friends, and you'll beat your brother at the game. Some of the options include classic 80s music, classic rock, rap, hip-hop, country, modern music, all that kind of stuff, which is kind of difficult for me because I don't listen to much modern stuff. I'm not a music elitist, I just love my classic rock a lot. I'm not really turning on the radio listening to the latest song by Blondie or the Bloodhound Gang. I have not heard the new Tupac track. So SongPop Free is available on Android and iOS. It's actually free if you want to deal with pesky ads, which doesn't bother me, or you can pay $1.99 on both versions, and then you don't have to deal with the ads. It's up to you. $2 gets you 4 tacos. It's a Jack in the Box. You decide what your priorities are. Next app I want to talk about is called Piction. It's really fun. You could take a photo and then you could add words to it. You can add Instagram craziness, like check out these photos I made with words on them. Because there's nothing better than going on Instagram and seeing a funny photo of a dead bee and it says, "Be careful." I mean, come on. Who doesn't love that? There's a whole bunch of different fonts to choose from. You can change the color from black and white. You can change the formatting in the middle, side, or left. It's freaking awesome, and the fonts are really, really cool. It adds an air of elegance to your photographs. Put in a little handwritten note that says farts. Instantly you're a class act. Piction is not available on the Android, but there is an equivalent called Fonto in the Android marketplace, and that app is free, and it's pretty cool too, but I don't think it's as cool as Piction, to be quite honest with you. Piction is available in the iTunes store for 99 cents, and Fonto is available in Google Play for free. This next app is for animation aficionados, Disney fans, and just people who like art. It's called Disney Animated, and it's freaking amazing. It's kind of like the iPad equivalent to an amazing Disney coffee table book. It's got all these classic photos, archival anecdotes about Walt Disney and the studios, little animation tests, and the whole thing is interactive. You can see how they made animated movies, how they do frame-by-frame animations in the old days and the new days, how they color the films. Really cool stuff. You can even go in and see 3D models of different CGI animated characters, kind of like Wreck-It Ralph or the horse from that Tangled movie, and you can make it smile and move the face around. Also, there's a really cool feature in the app where you can see a color-coded diagram of every single animated Disney movie from the very first one to Wreck-It Ralph, and it's beautiful. It's an art piece. This app is actually only available on the iPad. It's not available on Android. It's actually $13.99, which is kind of expensive, but for the art appreciation people out there, for people that love Disney or just animation in general, this is a must-have. I spent like 2 hours looking through this app just because I'm a big old Disney nerd and I love my animated stuff. Next up is a point-and-click adventure game called The Room, not to be confused by the Tommy Wiseau movie. I did not kill her, I did not. If you've not played this game, it's freaking awesome. It's basically kind of a combination of The Seventh Guest meets Mist, meets The 11th Hour, meets like a really spooky, awesome, freaking cool game. This game was made for the touchscreen platform. You go in, there's puzzles, you can turn keys and open up drawers and like read letters. It's very immersive, very atmospheric. The music's cool, the sound effects are cool, the graphics are cool. It's basically a game for people that enjoy like hardcore puzzle type games, but it's actually not as difficult as a game like 7th Guest or The 11th Hour. It's a little bit easier. This was hair-pullingly frustrating, and this game is actually kind of simple, but it's so cool, it just makes you want to keep playing. And if you played the game and beaten it, don't worry. There's actually an epilogue coming out on September 29th, which is going to lead directly into the sequel, which comes out later this year. The Room is $1.99 on iTunes right now, and it's 99 cents on Google Play. If you like atmosphere and spookiness and cool puzzles and awesome Victorian era type styles, then you're going to love this freaking game. Get it. Back in the 80s, Nintendo made these things called Game & Watch handhelds. They're like these little LCD playable games that you could open up, and it actually was a game and a watch. It had like a clock on it. There was stuff like Super Mario and Donkey Kong and Zelda. Those games are long gone, and in fact, Nintendo actually modeled the DS after the Game & Watch in certain ways. So this game is kind of a love letter to the Game & Watch, but it's called Game of Watchcraft, Spawn of Squishy. It's essentially a World of Warcraft, but in tiny LCD 80s sprite handheld game style. It's really cool. You actually have to collect chests, fight goblins, you have a melee weapon and a ranged weapon, you have mana, you don't want to waste that, and there's 2 different levels of difficulty. The bottom screen is easier than the top screen where you fight the big boss and the baddies and stuff like that. The graphics are so simple and the sounds are cheesy. It's really hilarious, and for me, it just warms my heart because I remember having the Mario Brothers Game & Watch where on one side you were like in a factory and you had to move cement blocks on these conveyor belt type things. I just love it. In fact, this game is so detailed, you can actually touch the screen and it'll show you what actually happens if you ever touched an LCD screen like that way back in the 80s. It would essentially show you all the different animated sprites. And when you would turn the old Game & Watch on, you would see like everything on the screen for a split second. This does that as well. Such a really cool added detail. I love the game, but it's kind of repetitive. That's the only thing that's kind of wrong with it. So Game of Watchcraft Spawn of Squishy is only available on iTunes and it's 99 cents, and it's only available on the iPad. So if you only have an iPhone, you're not gonna be able to play this thing, but it's amazing on the iPad. It looks great, graphics are fun. It's just classic handheld LCD gaming at its best. This final app is kind of hard to describe. It's called Glasses.com. You're thinking like, what the fuck would you be reviewing an app called Glasses.com for? Well, I'll show you. It's really freaking cool. Have you ever thought about buying glasses, but you don't really want to go to the store, or like the store doesn't have the kind of glasses you want? You really want like a fun style, kind of like these awesome Ray-Ban glasses? Basically, the way the app works is you hold the iPad up to a mirror for some reason, and then you adjust your face fitting in the little bracket area, and then you slowly turn your head this way, and then back to the center, and then this way, and back to the center. Then it just takes a 3D photo of your face going this way and that way, and then it creates a model around that. This is technology I don't understand. Basically what ends up happening is it throws a 3D model of glasses on top of your face, which you can then swipe around, and the 3D model of the glasses follows your face, and you could slip it up and down to see how it looks, and you could choose through all these different styles. It's the simplest thing that you never thought about would be convenient and cool to have at home or on an iDevice, and then you play it, and then you're like, I kind of needed this. This is really cool. I can find a new pair of glasses here. And it's not just for glasses, it's also for sunglasses. And you can do this thing where they can send you the pair of glasses that you like to your home, and you can keep it for like 7 days to see if you like the glasses in real life. I was playing with it, putting on douchey sunglasses on my face, and then I even put on these exact glasses and I was like, those glasses look cool. And I was like, hey Joe, should I get these glasses? You get it? Because they're the glasses I'm wearing already. So Glasses.com app is free and is only available in the iTunes store and only on the iPad once again, but it's really cool. If you have a friend who has an iPad, or if you have an iPad, I recommend getting it now and just play around with it because it's freaking awesome. So that's it for apps, guys. Let us know what you think about the apps in the comments down below. And also, if you want us to try out an app on the show, let us know and we might try them out. I'm Steve Zaragoza. Thanks for appreciating my video. I will happily do more sometime. I would love an apple pie. Absolutely the best show about apps you've ever seen.